And we're back for another episode. In this episode we're going to be doing the level 60 Fisher quest introduced in Stormblood. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So we are here at the Fisherman's Guild in Lower Limsa Laminza at 8:14. So let's talk to Sissy Poo. So the quest is called Whither Wawalago's Wanders. Master Wawalago's dubious deportment of late has Sissy Poo duly distressed. So Mithrie, just a woman I wanted to see. It's about the guildmaster. He's been acting quite a bit, wait for it now, fishy of late. How so, you ask? Well, first of all, he hasn't been seen chasing skirts at the wench for nearly a whole week now. What's more, word has it that he's been sulking in and out of the city at the strangest hours, tiptoeing around as if he's afraid of being seen. It's not like the man ever does any work around here, but he is the face of the guild. It wouldn't be good for business if he got himself caught up in anything untoward. Next time you're down in the Fisherman's Bottom, mayhap you could pay him a visit and see what's what. Cool. So let's do this. So, well, bash me in the head with a bucket of barnacles, if it isn't Mithrie, the second most skillful fisher in our fair realm. To what do I owe the pleasure of your presence today? Sissy Poo's onto me, you say, but how could that be? Is it possible that I'm not as sly and stealthy and surreptitious, I can't pronounce words, as I thought? Don't answer that. Old Wawalago's adult enough to admit it when he's been apprehended in the act. That is, I found a new friend who's been picking my brain for advice regarding a particularly puzzling predicament. Truth be told, I was just thinking of tramping over to the God's Grip to meet him now. I think he'd also be agog to make your acquaintance as well. If that, of course, you wouldn't be adverse to accompany me. Well, I suppose that settles it. Just to do your friend Wawalago one favour, stop by the guild and tell Sissy Poo that there's one cause of concern. No cause for concern. And, don't mention much more than that. Hell's got enough gnawing at her mind with guild goings on, I reckon. Cool. So, let's do this. So, let's talk to Sissy Poo. The thing to remember, he's the guild master, and she isn't, so... So, Wawalago says he's fine, but he says he can't or won't say any more than that. Forgive me if that doesn't particularly inspire me with confidence. Well, if nothing else, I suppose he'll have you around to make sure he doesn't get into anything over his head. You will keep an eye on him, won't you? Of course you will. Yep. So, let's go to God's Grip. So, let's do it. I'm going to have to try and remember where all of these quests are located. Most of them are still back at their original guilds, but the miner and botanist are in, what's it called? Are in Idleshire, randomly. And we'll see where Fisher ends up as well. Something when you level up so many classes at once, you know, it can happen. We have to try and remember where everything is. Okay, here's the destination. So, there's the last I was looking for. Now, all we need to do is find... Wawalago. What is the meaning of this? Who is this strange shorewalker? Rawr! Get a grip now, Gov. This is Mithrie, a fast friend and one of the most accomplished anglers in Eorzea. I reckon she'd be the best person to help me puzzle out your little predicament. This is Gov. we met fishing, or rather I was doing the fishing and he was more accidentally attaching his lower lip to my lure. I can tell what you're thinking. A fisherman and a Sahagin make for a bizarre bedfellows. And it's true, we were tearing at each other's throats at first, but once we delved into a discussion of our love for the ocean deep, we became keenly conscious of just how much we have in common. You see, Gove there is searching for a stunningly spectacular specimen of fish, which has distressingly disappeared from the Sea of Lenosia. The shooting star of the sea, that's what the Sahagin have termed it in their tongue. Gove says that seeing whole schools of them sail through the sea with their scintillating scarlet scales is a spectacle of blissful beauty. It's a sight all the more precious because of their panache for only appearing in particular seasons. Gove reckons that they're a roaming species that migrates after mating season to lay their eggs and nurture their newborns. At least they were before they just packed up and puttered off to whom knows where. Gove here wasn't going to take the matter reclining on his rear. My clutchmates insist that it is simple the way of nature, that the fish have simply died out or have found a new, more desirable habitat. This I cannot accept. And so I embarked on a journey. I scoured the far reaches of the realm's seas, where the shooting stars once appeared in abundance, and I found a single fishing line with an inviting lure at its tip. The next thing I knew, I was getting reeled in by Master Wawalago here. At first, I was ready to gut him for having stolen such a beautiful creature from us, but he assured me that he had done nothing of the sort. Apologies, sorry, agonizes me to admit as much, but to tell the truth, I've never even laid my lookers on one of those shooting stars. But if they're half as handsome as the sight as Gove says, it'd be a sorry shame if we swallowed this supposition of their demise without doing our due diligence. He's a bit too clever for me with the way he speaks. At the same time, I'm Guildmaster and I can't very well go gallivanting off to every far-flung frontier of the realm while Sisipu does all of the dirty work. So I decided to avail myself to the aid of my most astute assistant, that be Mithrie here. Forgive me, I am skeptical, Master Wawalago. While I know your own knowledge of the seas is second to none, I do not know this shore walker from the scales on my back. Give me one good reason why I should trust her. I'm telling you, Mithrie is as fine a fisher as anyone's ever had the pleasure of calling my protege. What's more, she's fast friends with some of your own kind. Or haven't you heard? If anyone can find the fish of yours, it's hers. If you would speak so highly of her, then I suppose I have no reason to object. And with that, I will return to the search. Cool. So there you have it, Mithrie. Ready to rove and ramble the seas of the realm in search of the slippery shooting star? Because I most assuredly am. But first, I'd best make a brief and fleeting foray back to Fisherman's Bottom. Sisipu like to be suspicious if I sneak away for much longer. Okay, so we need to go back to the guild, so let's go. So it's interesting they've made the world map a lot, well, not a lot, a bit more zoomed out. It might make it easier for us to travel around and stuff. And you can always click on the individual maps to see it in more detail. So A for Nat, Fisherman's Guild. It's a nice feature that they've added in. So here's Wawalago. So, there you are, Mithrie. We can exhale easy. I'm pleased as punch to say that I slipped back via the side street and Sissy was none the smarter. On the subject of Sissy, I've been meaning to explain and elucidate just why I'm so worried of telling the girl the truth behind this latest little lark of ours. Don't tell the girl I divulged this to you, but truth be told, her village was set upon by suitably savage groups of Sahagin when she was just a little lass. I'm sure she and Gove would get on great if they got to know each other, but for the time being I am disinclined to drudge up any disquieting memories. You understand, yes? And so you'll be dealing with me directly for this particular duty. Firstly, I intend to do a little investigating into what this so-called shooting star is called in the common tongue. In the meantime, I might propose that you treat yourself to a soothing spot of fishing. Yep. Why not? So the next Fisher quest will be available from Wawalago upon reaching level 63. The requirements for undertaking a subsequent quest can be reviewed in your journal. Cool. So, okay guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie. Bye guys.